All right, everybody, today we are here talking about one of my personal favorites, the Major Mitchell's Cockatoo, also known as the pink cockatoo. This is obviously a very young baby cockatoo, and they are extremely popular and sought after because of their beautiful colors. They get their name, the pink cockatoo, due to that pink plumage in their breast and also on their wings. And if she lets me, you can see that beautiful pink color. Oh, there we go. Well, they have this crest. So just like the sulfur-crested cockatoo, similar to them, they get that, they have the crest, but it has like deep red, pink, and yellow coloring in it. They are a medium-sized cockatoo, so there's definitely several cockatoo species that are larger than them. There's also several cockatoo species that are smaller than them. They are native to Australia. And unfortunately, unlike the rose-breasted or the Galla cockatoo, whose population is currently thriving in Australia, the Major Mitchell's cockatoo is listed as endangered and is decreasing, and that is largely due to habitat loss. Whereas the Galla cockatoo has succeeded in developing to the cleared spaces, the Major Mitchell's cockatoo requires a heavily wooded area to reproduce and to thrive, and they're losing that habitat, therefore we're losing the species a little bit. Also an interesting little tidbit, they have been found to crossbreed in the wild with Galla cockatoos. I've never seen one personally, but hopefully look forward to seeing that one day. The Major Mitchell's cockatoo has a very long life expectancy. The longest captive Major Mitchell's cockatoo ever recorded is 83 years. So this is a bird that you will probably have to leave in your will or put in your will to pass on to somebody else, because I doubt any 10-year-olds are coming in here to buy Major Mitchell's cockatoos. We talked a lot about them being rare, and they are very rare. You don't see a lot of them in captivity. So they are highly sought after as a pet, and the main reason for that is they're an extremely loving bird. With that being said, they have some cons that go along with that. The Major Mitchell's cockatoo, like all cockatoos, there is not a single cockatoo out there that is not noisy. They are extremely noisy. They scream very loud. They cry. They will talk, but they're not known for their talking. But that noise level is definitely something to take into consideration. Also, they are very needy, as in they need a ton of attention, a ton of stimulation outside the cage. We always say this with every bird. You cannot buy any bird to just leave it in a cage, except for maybe a canary or finches that are flighted birds that are in big flight cages and they would rather be left alone. Cockatoos, more than any other bird, need a ton of stimulation and interaction outside the cage. Without that, they're known to pluck feathers, meaning I'll see cockatoos sometimes that have completely bare chest plates, where they've plucked all their feathers out of boredom, or they're unhappy, or they're stressed. So if you get a bird like this, an extremely large cage is vital. Minimum size we would allow for a bird this size is a 36 by 28, but larger is always better. And then they're going to need a ton of outside time, as I said, and a ton of toys. This would be a really good bird to have a great toy rotation set up where you're constantly changing toys. Remember, having a bird like, what do you see? Having a bird like this is like having a 4-year-old kid. They do get bored of their toys very easily. So something to take into consideration. The reason people love them so much, I mentioned earlier, they are very affectionate and cuddly, but they're also friendly to many people. So whereas maybe your Amazons or your African Greys, like 1 or 2 people, gravitate primarily to 1 or 2 people, the cockatoo will typically, every single bird is different, like multiple people and bond with multiple people and will be friendly to guests that you have in your house. So this is a bird that, many people are going to be able to handle and interact with, or should be able to handle and interact with. I think I pretty much got everything. I mentioned pricing, talking about how rare they are. They are very expensive. They're one of the most expensive cockatoo species that's out there, whereas we see some maybe black palm cockatoos are going to be more expensive, or some color varieties of the more rare cockatoos will be a little bit more expensive. The Major Mitchell's is going to sit right at the top of price, between $9,000 and $11,000 is pretty standard of what you're going to find if you're looking to add a Major Mitchell's to your family. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm sure we missed some information, so we'll look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for watching.
Mark,